This is actually a toothache tree. Yep. And this is interesting. Depending on how durable you all are, and how far into the woods we go, we'll see mature versions of this. This is called Hercules Club, also known as the toothache tree. And I can't pull it up and look it up so you can all see it. But what it is, it has all these thorns on it. It's called a toothache tree because inside the bark and in the leaves is a naturally occurring novocaine. For many, the Native Americans and the pioneers here, they would, if they had a tooth issue, they would take a piece of the bark or the leaf and put it against the gum there, and 5 minutes later, your mouth's going gum. You said, really, it's good. And then their friend would come in with the rock or the pliers or whatever and yank the bad tooth out. And then about 10 minutes later, you get feeling back. But by then, hopefully, you're drunk and not feeling anything.
Don't swallow it.
Don't swallow. It tastes really bad. If you remember the postage stamps that you used to have to lick, it tastes like that. Not a good flavor. Not something you want to eat. Pardon?
The leaves and the bark?
The leaves and the bark both have the chemical.
And what's it called?
It's the toothache tree or the Hercules Club. The other interesting thing...
And how's that different than the devil's walking stick?
The devil's walking stick, okay, on the toothache tree, the thorns are very randomly placed. On the devil's walking stick, which is another thorny plant, the thorns are actually in rings on the trunks and the leaves. On the devil's walking stick, the leaves are edible, and they don't have any numbing sensation. If you try and numb your mouth with the devil's walking stick, the one with the thorns in rings, when the friend goes in there with the pliers, you're going to feel it. This one, you're not. The other thing from this, who likes Chinese cooking? The Szechuan in particular? Okay. The Szechuan seasoning, that's actually using the berries of this tree. What they use is they use the berries from this tree combined with really hot peppers, and the berries have some of that numbing agent in it, so your mouth goes kind of numb, and it changes the flavor of the hot into what they call ugami, or the Szechuan flavor.
But you feel it the next day.
Yeah. If you go down to like 99 Ranch or some of the Asian stores in Houston, you can buy the peppercorns, the Szechuan peppercorns, and it's just the berries from this tree.
Oh, okay.
This is all over. There are 4 different types of this tree. 2 grow in the sun, 2 grow in the shade. It's really popular. The ranchers used to use it along fence lines because the cattle don't like to rub against it. So you'll find it if you like drive down 2920 or really anywhere where you see fence lines. There's a good chance you're going to find this tree growing.
Does it grow easy from the berries? Like if you bought the berries?
The berries you buy in the store have been treated so they don't grow. Especially ones if they've been imported from China, they've been nuked to render them sterile because they don't want invasive plants. If you get them off the tree, you can plant them. They're pretty easy to grow.
The sign down there says prickly ash. Is that
That's the same name, yeah. The Zanthoxylum name.
So this is invasive, though?
Pardon?
This is invasive?
Not really. No.
It's not native here?
It is. No, there are 4 native.
There are native.
Yeah, native to Texas actually, but they're found all over the world. But you know, the Chinese didn't come here, get the Texas plant, and go back.
Yeah, is it, are we more than likely to see that name in a book, or?
You'll probably see the. Let me just hold this up here. Pull this up for a minute. Sorry. Okay, the Hercules Club or the prickly ash. I grew up calling it the Hercules Club because that's a really cool name. You get to hit your brothers with it. But the Zanthoxylum americanum. But there's 4 different Zanthoxylums in Texas. But they all have the same random arrangement of thorns. Inside, if you went into above the snakes, there's a tree trunk from it sitting on there, and the thorns on that, the base is that big around.
These are the really young ones. Too.
Yeah, these are really young
There's some
ones.
out on the trails that are
We'll see bigger ones.
huge.
Are you useful in numbing other things besides teeth?
It only works on soft tissue with a lot of blood vessels at the top. So on skin and so forth, it's not going to work.
Unless it's an open wound.
I don't know about the nose. I'm sorry.
Unless it's an open wound. And then it would
Even that, the nerve endings aren't there. It has to be absorbed by a lot of capillaries and sucked in there.
How long did you say this lasts?
It lasts 15-20 minutes tops.
I'm thinking practical, sir.
Yeah, so.